Welcome to Pokemon Masterclass. We got an exciting video today. Brand new character coming out for Pokemon Unite. We've got the Azumarill line. It's a brand new all-rounder. I'm your host, Gym Leader Justin. I've also got my partner Zero. Say what's up, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hope you guys had a good spring break. I know we did. Thanks for being patient with us with the lack of uploads, but we're back and we're ready to talk.
Yeah, super exciting. So, this game, we've got two kind of features today for this video, for our analysis of our initial thoughts for the PMC Azumarill. Essentially, he is like the closest thing to like a true all-rounder, like a true bruiser from standard MOBAs that we've ever had. He feels really good. He's in the top 3 for damage of all-rounders. He's in the top 3 for bulk for all-rounders. He's obviously squishy as Marill, but he evolves at level 5, so pretty quick in lane.
Yeah.
So right here you can see we are playing with Sport Ninja. We're playing with Doug on the Mamoswine. In lane, so we start off with Bubble or Tackle. Tackle, it's pretty generic. You just dash forward, do a little stun, but Bubble's really interesting. So you see this like kind of cone, and it spits from one side to the other. It's really actually kind of good in lane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty good. I think what you said about this character being like truly like all-rounder, like they really nailed the whole idea of an all-rounder with this character. The everything here is good. Like you'll play a game with this character and you'll notice that you are usually on the high end of tanking and healing.
Yep.
And damage if you build it that way.
Exactly. So, speaking of which, let's talk about the main sort of mechanic of this guy, which is his ability, Huge Power.
Yeah, so Huge Power, every time that you are hitting one single target, you'll be applying a crit. So that single target could be a Vespiquen or a enemy, obviously, or like an objective or something like that. So that actually gives Azumarill a really nice niche as like an objective capper.
Correct. It must be stated that his crits are only 150, not 200, to compensate. So it's a little weird in terms of like how it feels at first. It's not quite as broken as it might sound. And again, as soon as you hit more than one target, you instantly cannot crit ever.
Yeah.
You literally can't. Like it's a special mechanic just for Azumarill. He cannot crit if he's hitting more than one person with an attack.
Yeah, and you'll see right here, Justin's actually doing some pretty chunky damage to this, and
look how quick this is.
You're running a bulky build on this.
Yeah,
too.
so this first game, this is the tank sort of build. This is more of the bruiser build. This is actually my very first game with Azumarill ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the tanky build. This is the Play Rough Whirlpool. The other move options would be Aqua Tail and Water Pulse, which we will be showing off, at least the Aqua Tail, in the next game. The Water Pulse, unfortunately, I accidentally upgraded Play Rough in that game. Just things were going a little hectic and I misclicked or whatever. Stuff happens. But basically the Water Pulse, it's actually really, really fun. It shoots out a like ball of water, like a big bullet of water. Me and Doug just cleaning up that kill real quick, obviously. And here the Crustle's actually gonna pop ulti to get me. Doug saves me, but the dude pops ulti to come chase me down.
You can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
Once you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, I was dead. I was gone. But Doug had a really nice icicle crash regardless. But anyways, so Play Rough and Whirlpool are what we're showing off this game. Like I said, Water Pulse essentially shoots out a bullet of water, and then whichever direction that you are holding your L stick, he'll do a literal dodge roll. So it's kind of nice. A little bit of mobility, a little bit of ranged option. And then Play Rough, as you see here, you activate Play Rough, and then you get a move speed buff. So for me, I actually like it with like these bruiser tank builds because it's sort of what I'm used to. Obviously, two of my most played characters in the game are Charizard and Venusaur, both of which have a built-in move speed buff with either Flamethrower or Petal Dance respectively. So I'm sort of used to that play style of like you click a button, get a move speed, and start running across the map. You do the same thing with Greedent. You do the same thing with Wigglytuff. Like there's a lot of characters that have like these moves that you can sort of help get around a little easier. So that's actually kind of why I like Play Rough. Not to mention it is inherently a single target Right there, I just popped it off. So you see I click the play rough, there's like a little circle around me, and then your next auto attack, he like jumps to somebody and just does a bunch of like beatdown damage. But it doesn't jump around like Wild Charge or Volt Tackle on Pikachu or Zeraora. So it is inherently a single target spell, so you are going to get the crits off of it. That's kind of why I like the play rough a little bit. It's move speed and it's good damage.
So while we're sitting here watching this, I wanted to ask you, how do you think the character feels to play? Do you think the character feels nice and smooth? Do you think
he's really fun. He's really fun to play. My alarm's going off. He feels really fun. He doesn't actually feel as tanky as what his stats would allude to. You do have to watch your positioning and be smart about it. He's not a tank. Like, he's not a defender, is what I mean. So you can't just kind of go in balls to the wall. You have to go in. You have to pick intelligent fights. You have to know what you can and cannot do.
Yeah, you have to have intelligent positioning, too, because of the crits.
Because of the crits. You try to pick, like, right here. You can see I go right forward a little bit to try to shove off the Venu, and now we go back to clean up the soloed out Absol. Because he got split up from his team.
It's funny. As a perfect example of what we were talking about right there. This Venusaur is going crazy with the snipes.
Yeah, he's about to snipe me here. Spoiler alert. This is a rough one. Watch. And boom!
Yep.
But the Whirlpool is, speaking of Petal Dance, actually, we're talking about Venu. The Whirlpool, obviously, you can see here, the enemy, Two-Face, Swiss, and then obviously myself in this game, we're both running the Whirlpool. It's essentially just this 4 little water bubbles that spin around you. They do tick damage. Again, it can crit. It's actually pretty good damage, and it scales off of your attack damage, but Whirlpool does heal. So that's where your sustain comes from in this build. Not only do you have lifesteal from being a melee character, but you have Whirlpool. So that's another reason why I like that. That just kind of plays into like my tanky bruiser background. I really like Potion. I actually really like Slow Smoke on this character a lot. I tried Button, but I didn't feel like it was the most necessary.
I don't think so. I think because you've got that built-in movement speed and lots of other
whether you're taking
really
the movement speed from Play Rough or the actual like dodge roll, he literally tucks and rolls with Water Pulse. You do have mobility. So right here, I'm watching the minimap. This is really important. This is what I want to point out. This right here, this play, I only make this play because I'm watching the minimap so heavily. And I'm obviously communicating with Doug too, like, hey, can we do this? So right here, you can see earlier this dude had the damage on me, but I have the ult now and he doesn't, so I just trounce him. It's not even kind of close. And because of that, I get my free hundo. So I clear that point off. I'm watching the bird. They're still not on it. Okay, right now they're starting the Zapdos.
Yeah, I think we had just got the notification that Zapdos had been started once you had already cleaned up that fight.
And look,
I
pulled the Venu top to me too.
Yeah, so you're not necessarily late, and then interestingly enough, here we go.
And they actually pulled off because they thought that they had won the fight. And so the Venu and the Azu were gone from that fight. That's 2 of their big, and as you saw earlier, the Venusaur was doing huge work for them.
Yeah.
Here they're going to clean me up, but it doesn't matter. I already stole the Zap underneath their feet. Doug is defending top, as you can see. He just killed the Talonflame, and now Doug's got that big 41. I already got a hundo in. Watch that Mamoswine on the minimap. I think he beelines it, or he might defend. I can't remember this game. It looks like he's going to defend. Because, again, I already got my hundo in, so I think we're making the call that we just got to block here. Make sure they don't get in and we win.
Okay, so while this game wraps up, give me your overall thoughts on the tank build, Azumarill.
It's not as good as the offensive build.
I would agree.
It's fun, but you don't really have, outside of your ultimate, there's no CC at all. The ultimate we forgot to talk about, but it's basically belly drum. He pounds his belly 3 times, locks onto a target, and then jumps to him. So it's sort of, for people that play League, it's a little bit like a Vi ultimate. You can point, click, and boom, jump to that person.
Yep.
It's good CC. I really, because of how good the ultimate is and how frequently you get it, I think Buddy Barrier is a must-have regardless of what build you take.
I think so too.
As you can see there, they surrender. Azumarill, again, getting the MVP. on the tank build, very first game with Azu ever, ended up getting that hundo in, ended up stealing the Zapdos, so it felt really good. But I wasn't doing a whole lot of damage when you see my numbers here.
Yeah, let's pause it at the numbers here. Let's pause this right here.
Yeah, so this is the interesting part I want to point out. I got the lowest damage on the team. Well, technically the Absol did, but, you know, I'm basically tied for lowest damage on the team. But look at my tank numbers. I did more tanking than a Mamoswine, and Mamoswine's no slouch, especially with his ulti.
Yeah.
Those healing numbers are insane, too. Obviously, this team doesn't have a whole lot of healing, so percentage doesn't really matter, but 26k healing in a game. And you saw the game. I died a couple times. Sure, again, this first day out, test footage, whatever. But those are really good numbers for a test game.
Yeah, it is. And
for tank stats, I mean.
As far as the tank build goes, I also want to echo, I don't think the tank build is necessarily that great unless you are building like a really thick team, or you have the kind of like luxury with your team comp that you can do that.
Like if you want to run like a double bruiser, double tank build, Azu could fit as that second or third tank.
Yeah, but you're gonna need something like something high damage. Like you're gonna need like a Ninetales, or you're gonna need a Lucario.
I actually think Ninetales with Azu is insanely broken.
Yeah.
Truly busted, because not only do you have the Aurora Veil, but you have the Dazzling Gleam CC.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to hop on over to the Aquatail game, and we'll kind of shift gears to an offensive version of the bunny.
Yeah, let's show the other one. This one is actually going to feature yourself.
Sweet.
This game, like I said earlier, I was planning on going Water Pulse Aquatail. I think this is the game where it auto locked into Play Rough by mistake. But again, Play Rough is still really good in my opinion for what it gives you. You have to know how to play around it. Right here, there's a Randy in the jungle. We weren't really sure what was going on. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Oh, I guess I'm not jungling. The Absol wants to jungle? No problemo. PMC top lane. Let's go. Brandon and Justin.
Yep. I think right here I made the call. Hey, skip that APOM. Get over here. We need Discord fish.
Yep, and then we see the Froakie, which, as anybody fan of this channel knows, that is pretty much the number one favorite lane partner that we can possibly get matched up against.
Yeah, we love, and then here's Absol stealing our stuff. We love going up against Froakie. It's very free.
Seeing a Froakie, seeing a Rowlet, or seeing a Score Bunny is just instantly like, all right, we're gonna get kills this game.
So while we're laning here, why don't you talk to us about the item build that you ended up running?
Yeah, so the first game I ran Buddy Barrier, Score Shield, and Muscle Band. It's sort of my standard tank build, especially when I'm just testing stuff out. That's my Blastoise build, so to speak, is what I call it. Just really, really bulky, good damage. This one I'm actually doing Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band, and Scope Lens.
Okay, yep, Scope Lens. I like to run Scope Lens on this character too, because of the crits.
Correct, and it's especially because his crits are only 160 or 150. Getting the extra crit damage from Scope Lens actually pays dividends a lot. So as you can see right here, we're literally just kiting out continuously, just absorbing their aggression. We're not going to be able to pick up the Snorlax kill because he just, barely gets away. But as you can see right there, Brandon's covering me with the Hyper Voice.
Yeah.
Like I was in danger. Truly, I was in danger and doing a very risky play. But it's because I know that I had Brandon there. Like, it's not a Randy. I knew I had a buddy there on Discord. It's a PMC member. He's not a schlub. So, like, super risky there. But he was able to just cover my butt as I get out. And right here, we're able to just absorb this aggression again. This is basically a 2v3 lane.
Yeah. So you got the Aquatail, man. Tell us how Aquatail works.
Yeah, so Aquatail is similar to Play Rough in that it's like an auto attack boosted kind of thing. So basically your next 3 auto attacks, he swipes with his tail instead. Obviously his boosted auto attack, I don't know if we mentioned, but his boosted auto attack also swipes with his tail, but it's different. So right here you're going to see it. Boom, boom, and boom. That's Aquatail. So you get 2 of like the cone swipes, and then the third one he pounds straight down in like that rectangle. That third hit is the strongest of the 3, so that's the one you want to get, and it is like Hyper Voice, wherein the outside end of the hitbox, as you can see there, there's like that blue like box towards the end of the hitbox right there. That blue area is where he's actually hitting with the blue ball at the end of his tail. If you hit in the middle, you're just hitting with the black part of his tail, and it doesn't do as much damage. So it's very much like Hyper Voice. The outside end is where the damage is. So as you see right there, boom, I hit with the outside, and I just do the damage to the Dreadnought. And as you see, is a direct comparison from this game to last game. We're still just shredding the Dreadnought.
Yeah. Like, you could have soloed this if we really, like, wanted to. Obviously, securing it.
Yeah, we were securing it so we could rotate.
Yep. So, yeah, I think Aquatail. I really liked Aquatail. I do too. I think it's one of Azumarill's best moves. But the fun thing about Azumarill is I think, like, there's no wrong answer.
No.
Right? Like,
it's very much playstyle. He's in a really good spot in terms of character design because, like you said, there's no wrong answer. It's kind of like how, in my opinion, how Charizard feels right now. You can literally, it depends on your item build, obviously. Will dictate what moves you might want to take or what moves might be viable, but all 4 moves are viable.
I think so too, and I think that's really good character design, and like that's fun character design too. Like,
correct. As you see here, we just
that way now.
We actually rotate as a 5-man with our Randys. Is this a unicorn game? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Getting 5 people to move together is pretty insane.
Pretty crazy. So I really do rate Aquatail. I want to really hammer home how much fun this character is to play, regardless of what build. It just feels good. So as you can see right there, I missed the back end of the hit, and the Corphish didn't die.
Yeah.
So like I just want to point that out. Like if you hit with the black part of his tail, it doesn't. And right there, I missed again on the Decidueye because I didn't have my spacing. But Brandon comes in and saves the day.
But then I got my spacing down with Hyper Voice, and you see the difference on like a character like Decidueye. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. And I will say, like, Azumarill struggles against Decidueye because of the range, but if he can get into him, he one-shots him.
Yeah.
Like, he's straight up, like, especially with the Aquatail build, he'll just thump, 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 dead.
So I want to say about Azumarill while we've got a couple minutes of quote-unquote downtime here in the video.
2 minutes till zap.
I think they did a really good job. I feel like if you're not good at all-rounders, this character is the perfect bridge for you to get into all-rounders because it's fun to play, it's easy to play, he's got good sustain, some pretty good damage if you build it out that way.
And he's a little mid-range. He's not like right up in your face all the time.
I think that Talonflame stole that. Yep,
yeah,
I remember that. Good play on him. But yeah, I like if you are the kind of person like me who's not good at all-rounders, I think you should pick up this character
or melee 100%.
In general. Yeah, like melee in general because I don't really play a lot of speedsters, and when I jungle, I play Cinderace. So you know what I mean?
And you play a lot of you play Snorlax, which is melee, but you also play a heck of a lot of Blastoise, who's obviously ranged. So
yeah, and the thing with Snorlax is I've got the HP and the defenses to not get punished when I make a poor decision like that.
Correct. He's just so thick.
Yeah. So like this character is the perfect bridge between like a thicker character and one that deals damage, and then you can get into that all-rounder playstyle with this character. I think the 10K is totally worth the investment if you're kind of on the fence about, maybe you're not good at all-rounders.
So right here, this Greninja, we've been kind of punishing him all game, so I'm just going to kind of go ham and you know what? Boom! Bop!
Yeah, yep. See, now there's that positioning against a squishy character. And
correct. Well, because we were calling in Discord here, we didn't really want to push the Rotom because look at the mini map. There's 2 or 3 top, and we're just like, you know what? So the Snorlax doesn't see me. He misses his thing. I jump past him. Oh, see, this is one thing I want to point out. Block is actually a big detriment to Azu.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like no matter what build you're running.
It doesn't matter what build you're running. Block on Snorlax is a big deal. It's a big check. So I actually am not going to go in that fight because I'm rotating down to Dread with Brandon, and we know our Randys can clean it up. As you can see right there, our Duraludon's popping off. There we go. Free bunny. Boom! Oh, that poor Cinder. I mean, he tried.
Yeah.
Good on him. He was trying to sneak in the bush, but I saw him go in there, so I was like, all right, we'll just pop this guy real quick. And look how quick we take this Dread.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because, okay, we got 20 seconds. Like, if there's only 2 of us, maybe this was a challenge, but we got 2 characters here
who shred.
Yeah, one of them shreds with the AoE hyper voice, and then one of them shreds with just the automatic crits.
Yep.
Like Azumarill is gonna do really well hanging around all the objectives, in my opinion.
Yeah. So again, I was planning on jungling this game to show off exactly what Brandon was talking about. So right there, I actually clicked I didn't realize it was possible, but I ended up misclicking my ultimate on the Corphish. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
So,
well, all right, you got the damage buff and everything.
I did. So, but I just want to point that out because, again, this game, I didn't even know that was possible. So just be aware of that for people that are playing Azumarill. You can accidentally ulti neutral camps.
Yeah.
So here, we're just calling to clean up the enemy team. We're not calling for Zap. We're just calling to clean up the... we get the bunny out of there. If he comes back, he's a one-shottable. Boom! Clean up the Zap. And this is where it's real. Yep.
Yeah, I based here. You guys took the Zap. And that Cinderace had no points. So I actually... Well, he had 0 when he left the fight. He only had like 10.
Yeah.
When I found him. So I felt really bad. I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss out on the scoring.
No, we make it up for it. So right here, you can see the Snorlax misses. So I was able to get my points in. And right here, he's just going to block, which is really annoying. But I can jump past him with Play Rough. And I can get into the bird. And I did huge damage to that bird and let Absol clean up both of those kills for free. And as you can see, Sylveon's coming in, about to dunk that Fitty. Let's go.
Yep. Justin told me, hey, nope, get
over here.
Over here, man.
Because we were just so far ahead, and the Greninja is basically a non-factor. We made that dude's life a living hell this game. We really did. And that's why we love to see Greninja, because when we're allowed to play our game, Greninja can never get off the floor.
No.
He can't get going against us. We just strangle him.
Is this Absol going to get his 50 in?
That's what I was waiting for. We were trying to get him in the whole time, but he didn't really have like crazy high damage. He actually had the lowest damage on our team. There he goes.
That was the last game. I think this one, I don't remember. Maybe he had the good scores this game.
He did. I think he got MVP because he got a bunch of kills. He just didn't have super high damage. Or no, I think actually maybe you got MVP. I don't remember.
No, I remember my damage was low this game because we were all just spreading the damage like crazy.
Yeah, and again, we talked about you were playing Hyper Voice into a team comp that was a little bit difficult for Hyper Voice.
Yeah, like look how hard it is to land Hyper Voice against 4 out of those 5 characters.
Exactly.
So once again, once we get the stats pulled up, we'll pause it or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. So we're basically going to wrap it up here. We can see all of the stats. So again, a little bit more damage on the Azu that game. This is not the most damage that we have been able to pop off with. Doug actually had the most. He got like a 98 running this build. Well, he ran Water Pulse. But the exact same items. It was, unfortunately, we just didn't have, obviously, his recording.
Yeah, that boy needs a capture card really bad.
Yeah. So as you can see, my tank numbers are way lower. Damage is higher, but healing is still really, really incredible. I am running a potion, so like there's that, but still really good healing. And as you can see that game, I was putting out the damage when and where I needed to.
Yes.
He's really good at a 1v1. But the thing is, if the enemy has 2 characters, you need to have 2 characters. If the enemy has 3, you need to have 3. Azu is not good at a odd number fight.
No.
Like if you're being outnumbered, you have to have you have to either back off or be higher level or have your ult. Like you have to have some sort of niche to be able to win that outnumbered fight. Otherwise, Azu is just going to get trounced.
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the tank game.
Correct.
Like you built a thicker tank build, and if they had 2 characters on you, you were just there was no fighting back or anything. And then obviously the lifesteal was just not enough to sustain at all.
Especially because your lifesteal from Whirlpool is based off your attack stat. So when you're building tanky, you're not healing as much.
Yeah. So my overall opinion, if you are a new to intermediate player and you need a boost in your all-rounder game, pick this character up, spend the 10K. If you're a seasoned melee fight, speedster Bruiser or all-rounder player, like if you've got a great Lucario game or a great Zero Aura game or a great Machamp game, I don't necessarily think this character is necessary for you, but I think the character is a good time.
Yeah,
so
it's really fun.
For a good time, I think it's worth the 10K.
And it's Johto rep, so that's always awesome.
Yeah, we need more of those.
Need some more of those. But yeah, that's going to basically wrap it up for our initial thoughts on Azumarill. Obviously, let us know in the comments down below, what have you been running? What moves? What items? What held item? Do you like the slow smoke, potion, etc.? So definitely, we would love to have this conversation more in the comments or on our Facebook, PMKN Masterclass at Facebook. So yeah, definitely hit us up and let us know. Other than that, I think we're going to head out of here. I've been Gym Leader Justin.
Then I'm Zero.
Class is dismissed.